Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sari and you are watching my knitting podcast videos. This is Sari Knits and today I'm gonna be sharing what I've been knitting lately. And I think the last video that I uploaded was the one that we were on holiday. I've had crazy hectic schedule for the past few months. The 2 weeks before my holiday they were like really crazy work-wise. I was trying to wrap up everything at my day job at Novita so that I could go on holiday, and then there were so many deadlines that I had to do before our holiday. So that was really crazy, and then I was on holiday for a couple of weeks, and then after that it's been really crazy. And after that craziness, I decided that I'm trying to take things more slowly from now on, and I've been trying to wrap up things that I have promised to do earlier, and concentrate more on my own stuff and trying to like kind of find the joy of knitting for myself again. I think it was in March or in April, I decided that from now on I won't knit the things that I don't need for myself. So like commissions, I won't knit them anymore, but I will use sample knitters for those things, and that has helped me out a lot. But I think from now on I'm trying to slow down a bit. It's been a bit too hectic, and I decided that for the time being I won't be posting any submissions unless it's like something really amazing and something that like really speaks to me, that so that I don't just like routinely do any submissions, but try to focus more on the things that I want to do and for myself, because I haven't really had time to do any selfish knitting for the past almost a year, and I would like to get back to that more. Or I have done selfish knitting, but I haven't really had time to like really concentrate on that. So that's something that I've been trying to do more this summer. First of all, I'm wearing the Wayne pullover, and this pattern is coming out very soon. I took some pattern photos today, and I'm going to send them to my tech editor, and Jesslyn, she also is going to do the layout for my patterns. So I'm really excited about it, because that's like one of the things that I struggle the most. I hate taking photos. I'm not very good at taking photos. I usually take all my own photos. I use self-timer for taking photos, and like I said, it's something that I struggle with. I'm really self-conscious in every photo, not really natural in front or behind the camera. So that's something that I would like to learn how to do better, and maybe find people who could collaborate with me on the photos. And other thing, I don't really have the software to do the layout, so I usually use OpenOffice and then just put that into the PDF format, but it's such a struggle for me. I hate it. But yeah, that's something that I've been doing today, and I'm really excited about this pattern and that it's coming out. I think I've been doing so much work, but all these like processes are usually so slow, and I've been so slow at writing patterns lately, like my own patterns, because I've been doing so many commissions, and that thing has taken so much time from me. So my own work has kind of like say hello to Luna. My own work has been slower lately, but I'm trying to do everything that has been left waiting for way too long. So the Wayne pattern has been test knitted, or some of my test knitters are still working on the last sleeves and so on, but other than that it's ready to be published, and I'm really excited about that. I published the Duni shawl pattern in May and Poetria pullover in very early June, but after that it's been really slow pattern wise for me. But now I have released 2 new patterns. One of them is the Mellon headband that I published last weekend, and this is something I'm really happy about. I absolutely love this headband, and the reception for the headband, I thought that this would be like a, well, I wasn't expecting people to welcome it so warmly, and the pattern has sold really well, so thank you everyone who has bought the pattern. And the Melon, name Melon, there's 2 reasons for that name. One of them is because Smashing Pumpkins is one of my and my husband's favorite bands, so this is kind of like named after Melancholy and Infinite Dreams, the Smashing Pumpkins album. And also, this is something that you might have not known about me, but I'm a bit of like a geek, and I like fantasy books, I like skiffy books and movies, and this is the word melon is an Elvish word for a friend, like in the Tolkien books, so in the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit. If you remember in the movie or in the book, the when they are going to Moria and the door is locked and it says speak friend, and the door will open, and they had to say the Elvish word for friend, so that was Melon. So this is named after a friend. So this is such a lovely thing to knit that you can make one for yourself and one for your best friend. And I really like the pattern, so immediately after finishing this one, I started craving to knit the pattern more, and a couple of people had pointed out on Instagram that this pattern would make perfect socks, so I decided to cast on a pair of socks, and I left them over there, so I'll just grab them really quickly. Or actually, I have only knitted the first one, so it's blocking here, and this is the first sock, and I still have to make the second one. So this is the same pattern on the leg and instep. The yarn I used for this is from a Finnish brand called Aara. It's a very new brand, and this is their Tunto base, and the colorway is called Pisara, which means like a drop, like a raindrop or so. But this is, I absolutely love working on this pattern, so it's really great. And another thing that I published were these socks, and these are the lemon and lavender socks, and I used Hedgehog Fibres. This is the colorway Ghost, the Hedgehog Fibres sock, and this bright colored yarn is from Ginger Twist Studio. This is Ginger's hand-dyed sheepish sock, and the colorway is called Gorblimey. And this pattern is a free Ravelry download. I will link the pattern below this video. So this is kind of my way to thank everybody who has supported me on this journey and give back, give a little something back to everybody. And I was first thinking that I would even write the pattern because it's so simple. So it's just a simple sock with a short row heel and some striping. But then I decided to write the pattern anyway and make it a free pattern. So these are the two patterns that I have published lately. And there are new patterns coming out from me very soon. One is the Wayne pullover, and other one is finally the Quantum Shawl. It's almost ready to be test knitted, so it's almost ready. I still have to do one more repeat of the triangles, and then it's done. So it's really long already, and really absolutely love it. It's so huge and like really chunky. So I'm super excited to wear this when the weather gets colder. And I used Yama Fiber Arts merino linen for this. This is the light pink is champagne blush and the dark blue is Ferrocin. So just one more repeat and then I'm ready to publish the pattern. I feel like I've been working on it so long, so it's so great to get it finally out in the world. And also I've been working quite a lot of socks. These are the socks that I showed in the previous episode that I filmed in Mallorca, and they are now ready, and they're being tested at the moment. These are Deiá socks, and also for these I used the same yarn as for the lemon and lavender socks. So this is Hedgehog Fibres Sock, but the colorway is called Hunter, and there's this like cable and lace pattern going around the foot and over the instep. And these are knitted from toe upwards with a short row heel. So this pattern is now being test knitted, and I hope I will get the pattern out in a couple of weeks. And I haven't shown you these socks at all, even though I made them already back in, I think, maybe March or February even. And I've used Madelinetosh for these. And these were published in this Twist Life, I think, and Sea Line Women is the colorway. And the pattern was published in a Finnish magazine called Suuri Käsityö in their May issue, and I'm now writing the pattern in English, so maybe next week I will be looking for test knitters for these socks. And they have this twisted stitch pattern at the cuff, and then these little tiny tiny bubbles over the rest of the foot. So a new pattern coming for test knitting. And like I said, I've been knitting quite a lot of socks lately. They're like really easy. I like knitting socks during the summer because they're so easy to, like, they're so portable, you can take them anywhere. And also because I don't want to like hold anything really big and warm on my lap when it's really hot outside. So these are the Elaia socks, and they are being test knitted at the moment. The pattern is coming out on October 1st, so a bit over a month, and then the pattern is coming out. And I'm using the same yarn as for the Elaia socks, but now in this dark brown colorway. So this is from a Finnish dyer called Ruskanlehti. This is the wool sock DK base, and this colorway is called Sukla. The other one was called Oliivi, which means like olive, and Sukla means chocolate. So this is like really beautiful deep dark brown color. And here's the beginning of the second sock, so I'm knitting them toe up. I realized I left the other sock in Helsinki, so I can't show it to you, but I'll show it to you in the next episode, or you can go on Instagram and look for Serra socks, so you'll see the sock. Actually, I showed them to you in the previous episode from Mallorca. They were the ones that I broke the needles with when I was like knitting them. So I showed them to you in the last episode. And another little piece of holiday knitting, I finished Deiá's hat, and this is in Wool & Boon's Boon Classic. The colorway is called Accidentally in Love, and this is a variation of my 2x2 hat. I'm still trying to decide if I will write a pattern for this. The original 2x2 hat has a slightly pointy top, but I made this like more flat, but otherwise it's the same pattern. So I'm thinking whether I should write a whole new pattern or make an update for the 2x2 hat. Probably I will just update the pattern for this alternative. But this is for my son little hat. And I have one more, actually two more finished projects. I finished one pullover actually, and this started out for me like I felt like my whole brain was fried because I was making so many like writing so many patterns during this summer, so it got crazy, and I wanted to knit something that I didn't have to think, so I just cast it on this pullover and started it from the hem, so I could just work in simple stockinette in the round. And this is how it turned out to be. It has this raglan sleeve construction, so it's knitted seamlessly in the round, and the shoulders are joined with a 3-needle bind off. And I absolutely loved how this turned out. It's been one of my favorite things to wear ever since I got it off my needles. And luckily I made some notes, even though this was a mindless knit, but I still managed to make some notes because I absolutely love this, so I immediately started a new one, but that's also in Helsinki. I didn't take it with me, so I can't show it to you, but I can show you the yarns that I'm using. I'm using these two colors for the second one, and these are from a Finnish dyer called Wool Me Once, and this is merino base and this is silk mohair base, and I'm holding them together for the pullover. And these are both in a colorway called Aslan, and the pink one is knitted with Knitting for Olives merino and soft silk mohair, and they are both in the colorway rose clay. So the merino is 100% organic merino, and this is 70% mohair and 30% silk. So this you can see, and so this is the combination that I used for this one. And I'm calling this one Aara, which is the Finnish word for like kind of like hazy weather, like especially in the morning or in the evening when like not really like fog, but kind of like the haze that happens. So this is our pullover, and the pattern is coming as soon as I have time to write it down. But that's what I've been making. One more thing quickly. I made this little brioche mitts, and look like this. Yesterday I had my first teaching class. I taught brioche knitting basics, and I'm having the same class again later in September. I'm hosting it in Snurren Lankakauppa, Snurre yarn shop in Helsinki, and we are knitting these mittens or mitts, and these are just like really basic 2-color brioche, first in the round and then some decreases and basic increases. So this is like a simple pattern for the brioche class, but like I said, I wrote the pattern of course because I'm teaching it, So I'm going to publish the pattern as well quite soon. And for these two, I used these two colors. I bought this from Mallorca when we went to Palma. There was this lovely yarn shop in Palma called Open Studio 79, and one of the owners dyes yarn, and I bought this as a souvenir from there, and they're like called Pearl and Poem, you can see here. And this is the pink one, so it's 70% baby alpaca and 30% silk. And the green one is 50% baby yak and 50% silk. So they're like really luxurious. And I chose these colors because they're like a souvenir yarn. So this is like the color of the olive trees, and this is the color of many of the houses in Mallorca. So these are like my ultimate summer memory yarns, and I use them for the little mitts. I'll show you a few more yarns here at the end of the video, and then I will try to film a new video very soon in Helsinki so I can show you the rest of the weaves I have on my needles at the moment. This is like really hard because I have half of my stuff, knitting stuff in Helsinki and half of my knitting stuff here in Vaasa, and I'm still traveling back and forth, and there's like no point for me to like track everything back and forth all the time. I used to do that at the beginning, but now I decided to leave half of the stuff there and take only half of the stuff with me, because previously when I was traveling I had like one bag for yarn and one bag for everything else, and that's like kind of crazy. But anyway, we had this like little knitting pop-up yarn shop event yesterday here in Vaasa called Neula Vaasa, which I've been hosting with my friend Johanna. This was the fourth time that we were hosting the event. It's usually once in the winter and once at the end of summer. So this was the fourth event, but this time Johanna did almost all of the work because I've been traveling so much back and forth in Helsinki, so I didn't really have time to concentrate on the event. I just like taught the Brioche knitting class there yesterday. But we had lovely yarn vendors, and I bought two skeins. And I already mentioned both of the dyers in this episode. So I bought this from Aara. It's the same one as I'm using for the Mellon socks. But this is the mieli base, so that was Tunto base, so this is mieli base, and this is 75% merino wool and 25% nylon, so it's a sock yarn. And the colorway is called luja, which means strong in Finnish. So it's a beautiful deep shade of grey. And this is from Wool Me Once, which was the same yarn as these two that I'm using for the second hour pullover. And this is gold glitter sock, 75% so superwash merino and 20% nylon and 5% gold stellina. And the colorway is called Ocrus Pocrus. So it has this, I'm not sure if it really shows on the video, but it has like a gold glitter and it's the sock yarn. So I'm using for socks, like this, like luxury socks for myself. I'm really excited about this one. It's one of my favorite colors, like this ochre mustardy color. So I have a second mustard colored project coming up. These are from Miak, and I got them when I saw them in Jyväskylä Knit Festival, and we decided to collaborate a bit. So I got these 10 skeins of their lovely baby yak base. This is the DK baby yak base, and the colorway is called Mustard. And as soon as I have some last commissions of my needles, I'm gonna start working on this one. And it's gonna be I have this idea of a really cabled pullover in my mind, so this is something that is coming up. And because winter is coming. I'm going to start knitting some hats. Hats are actually, I mostly enjoy knitting pullovers, but after pullovers I like knitting hats because they are quite small, but you can still use a lot of technique on them, and I'm gonna be knitting a chunky weight hat for myself with Stirano. This is from Deiá Natura, and this is the colorway Fibre Blanc. So this is a new hat that I'm going to be making. But that's everything for today. Actually, my video camera is saying to me that the battery is running really low, so I must stop filming now. And I will film a new episode in Helsinki in a couple of days. So until that, bye! Thanks for watching, and if you like my videos, remember to subscribe so you will always get a notification when I post a new video.